You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Kay Adams, Nadia Sawala, Brenda Edwards, and Carol McGuinness.
McGuinness, I thought she was going to let us down, but she didn't.
She's looking more like a quiz show host every week.
Hello and welcome to the show. Here's a look at what's coming up this Thursday. Is romance dead if you put intimacy in the diary? And if you do schedule sex, what day is the best day to do it? There's big differences between us lot on that one, amazingly. Also today,
Marlene, come along, for God's sake. We do have a flight to catch. Come on, kiss him goodbye.
Yeah, bye, Del. See you soon.
For God's sake, the dog, Marlene.
Her character, Marlene, was married to one of Peckham's biggest wheeler dealers and only fools and horses. But in real life, actress Sue Holderness was conned out of a small fortune by online scammers. The full story and an important warning at 12:45. And in an exclusive first interview, McGuinness shares an emotional story about her children ahead of the release of her very special book. She's here live at 1 o'clock. Plus, our Brenda's got some news for us, but we're going to hold it back. We're going to hold it back, and we're looking forward to that later on. Carol, you've had a bit of a drama, haven't you?
I have, yeah, I know. Something's happened to my face. Don't say it. And then it actually looks like I've had some kind of cosmetic procedure and I've not told anybody, but I haven't. Actually, I just woke up and my face was like a tomato. A seriously red face, itchy, and so I've got no makeup on because I thought if I put makeup on, it's just going to make it worse.
It's got better from this morning, though, because you had a bit of antihistamine, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah, which made me feel a bit weird.
That was her this morning.
Yeah.
And my phone's broken now. I'm really furious.
Yeah, it's not pleasant, but no, I'm fine to have no makeup on because I'm not a big makeup fan anyway.
No.
But I'm not a fan of the... Look,
Yeah.
look! Oh, my God!
No, you know, joking aside, it's a
bad.
horrible thing, that, and we're
It
really
is,
glad
yeah.
that you're here, and we would rather have you than not have you. So
Yeah.
hopefully the wee tablets will work and you'll be fine and dandy tomorrow.
Well, I hope so. Honestly, such a hero.
No, she's such a hero, isn't she? Who really is? What a trooper
The
she
show must go on.
Former Health Secretary Matt Hancock, remember him? He's reportedly considering legal action against the co-author of his pandemic diaries, Isabel Oakeshaw, after she released private WhatsApp messages, lots of them, between Matt and senior government ministers during COVID. I think more than 100,000 messages, which is absolutely incredible. This would never happen with you, Carol, of course, because we've got a WhatsApp message, a WhatsApp group at work, and you just never participate at all. You're not interested in any of us.
I didn't even know you were... Is she on it?
She is on it. She is on it. But we have all these messages, nice messages, lovely messages, and
Words of
everything.
encouragement,
She's just like,
happy
nothing,
birthdays.
Nothing.
meet
Oh,
and
it
greet.
goes on and on and on, I'll tell you. No, I don't. I've muted quite a few chats. Don't take it personally, because I've muted quite a few chats.
But why?
I just haven't got time for
Why
it
don't you just
all.
leave?
Well, I mean, if we're that boring, just leave it.
No, you're not boring. It's not. It's just that I'm not a very good groupie. Put it that way. I'm not very good at being in groups because I don't.
I mean, Janet just left.
Exactly, and I haven't got Janet's courage. I just haven't got... Because it's a real statement when you leave a group, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you just... Because it just says, oh, so-and-so left, and it just looks really rude. So I just prefer to ignore it.
Because Brenda gets quite upset, don't you, Brenda, about the way she behaves?
Yeah, I mean, you could
What?
just warn us and say, you know, ease off of the chat a little bit, or I'll come out, threaten.
No, because I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just don't want to take part.
But if I didn't even know you were there, why don't you just leave?
Because you'll see that I've left because
And then what will
it comes
happen?
up. I remember when Janet left and Denise was horrified. She was like, Janet left? Oh, my God!
But then you'll be thinking there's things going on that you don't know about, and then you're like, why didn't I know about that?
OK, well, maybe all right, maybe I'm guilty of spying.
I'm going to start checking. Has Carol read?
Yeah.
Just ignore.
And also, has Carol got another little WhatsApp group behind it? Because you know when you get a big WhatsApp group, you get splinter groups.
I'm not in
and
any
people go
splinter
behind,
groups.
and then you start. You know,
messaged me the other day.
Yeah, you are. I bet you are.
Why don't you just leave? Go
Yeah,
on.
but I message people personally. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't like the whole group thing. And it's like when you email and you reply to all, and everybody has to see what everybody else is saying. It's like there's no need. There's no need for it. All right, I'll leave. Shall I?
All right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
hang on. Hang on. Before you leave, do you just leave, or do you write a little message to everyone explaining why
Write
you're
a little
leaving?
message, and then we can see if anyone,
Yeah,
was
anyone's
really
thinking.
shocked you were there in the first.
Because none of the other.
Say, girls, I know you'll all be distraught, but I'm having to leave the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, go on, ham it up.
Oh, shame
ham
we
it
can't
up
have this up
majorly.
there.
Go on.
I've done it.
What have you said?
She's done it. She's left the loose women WhatsApp.
Oh, hang on. It's coming.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is. Do you know, it's funny because recently I had to set up a separate WhatsApp group because I was getting some of the loose women to do something for your podcast. And it was only one question asked, can you do this? Anyway, Judy sent a message back, and then Judy said, I hope nobody minds, but I'm now leaving the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, wasn't that courageous?
Bye.
Christine
No,
was...
but Carol, you just said bye. You haven't actually exited.
Has she not?
She just said bye. She's still here.
Everyone's going to think you've lost your mind.
Carol.
Oh, let's see.
Ollie's like, bye.
You've actually got to take
What? No,
yourself.
I have left. No, it says you can't send messages to this group because you're no longer a participant, so I have left.
Well, it didn't say you've left the group.
Hang on a minute. Christine
So I
is
could have
typing.
left.
Hang on,
ages
Christine's
ago.
typing. Christine's typing.
I'm watching you right now. We'll miss
Christine, don't.
Yeah, because she's been the vital pumping
I know.
part of this group.
That is hilarious.
It has.
But I know what you mean, though. I
Matt
know what you mean
Hancock's
when there's
typing
lots of-
too. He's leaving as well. Good move, Matt. Good move. Sorry,
But
Brenda.
I know what you mean, though, because
Yeah.
I'm in this group that was started in the pandemic. I joined a group that my friend started for bingo to, include me. And his family are lovely. I love them all, the Derbyshires. But there's 724 unread messages on this WhatsApp group.
What?
And I'm like, I don't want to... Because I've got to go through all of them if I do that and then reply to every single... It's a lot
Where's your
of
phone?
effort.
You've got to leave as well. Sorry, Derbyshires. Leave them, Brenda.
I can't do it. I can't. They're lovely,
Started
but
something.
it's... Yeah.
Who just
Mute.
tells the whole world that you don't read
No, I did tell them. I did say to them, this is way too much for me.
so
700,
funny.
I can't.
Yeah. Derbyshire, she's not listening to a word you say. I'm going to keep an eye on that WhatsApp group, just see Christine's watching. Hi, Christine. But I bet you Denzi will be the one who'll go, oh, what's happened with Carol?
Yeah, she will.
She
Well,
will.
it looks like I've left it already because it says you're no longer a participant in
Yeah.
this group. So
Yeah, so just shut up, OK?
All right.
Moving on now to World Book Day, and some of you have been sending in your last-minute costumes. I think we've got Amelia here. They're just sweet.
I like
She
the yellow
loves The
big
Wizard of
world.
Oz. Oh, that's adorable. Archie's dressed as Paddington Bear. That is excellent, Archie. Very cute. Ivy and Oliver, they all look Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. And this is Ellis. He's dressed as...
So cute.
Round of applause for Ellis. That is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, he wins.
Oh, he wins. He wins. Do you know what? That actually makes me feel awful because, when my kids were at that age, I just couldn't. Not that I couldn't be bothered with it, but I'm not very good at all these kind of costumes and things. You're always so busy, so I really didn't put in any effort at all.
It sounds like
which
you
I-
couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered.
It's a fortune, though.
Well, that's what I was going
Yeah.
to say. Unfortunately, I never did that either because you spend so much money on the school uniform itself, and then you got to find something every year. It was just too much. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, because it did get very competitive.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are absolutely fantastic. I mean, I just always went for Where's Wally?
Oh.
Because it was just like a wee hat and a pair of glasses.
Oh,
There you go, love, that's fine.
Well, it was always a surprise. I would always hear 10 o'clock the night before that it was book day. And so I always made stuff out of... And I loved it. My favourite was my youngest, when Pippi Longstockings, and I did all her hair with all the plaits and all that. Oh, those photos of them, well, book day, are my favourite photos.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like this, miserable as sin. Like that, but I've just, like, gone mad creative with it. I love it.
I just
I
don't
love
like
dressing
fancy
up.
dress, full stop. I mean, I just, if I got...
But
an
you're
invite
always
to-
dressing up on the show.
What?
I'm sure you were like Scooby-Doo or something.
Scooby-Doo.
I absolutely
You and Madonna. You were Madonna. You're always
We've
dressing
had
up.
some real fun on this show dressing up.
No, we
have.
have, but then
love
you're
it.
told to do it. It's your job. You've got to do it, haven't you? But I mean, no, if somebody sends me an invite to a fancy dress party, I'm like, oh, no, please.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, she
Do
loves
you?
that.
Yeah, if it's my job and someone tells me I've got to dress up, I'll say no.
That tells you all you need to know.
If it's a party with
I
wine.
like dressing up. I went to a fancy dress party. It was the funniest night ever in my whole life. I mean, it was about 10 years ago, but I went as Janet Street Porter.
That was brave.
The icon.
Very
Yeah,
bold.
no, I know, because it was a tribute, obviously. Ooh, and...
Are we getting a photograph of
yeah,
that
I think
or
so.
not?
Mark went as Ted. You know Ted, the bad bear? Yeah. No, that's not Mark.
I was going to say it.
That's real Ted. That's actual Ted.
That is
He's done
actual
a
Ted.
fantastic job.
There's Mark. Oh, my God. And as you can
What
see...
is Mark doing?
Well, some of the... Well,
But
because
the thing
Ted
is,
a
the thing is
rude
with
bear, right?
The thing is, everyone thought Ted was a cute movie, wasn't it? But he was like a dirty bear.
Yeah, dirty. And
Dirty.
Mark got into character rather too much. With Julie Goodyear, I have to say. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, it was hilarious. It was so funny.
And did he get into situations with Janet Street Porter as well?
Maybe later.
Do you like? I was going to say, do you like dressing up, Brenda? But do you know what I mean? I'm a fancy dress.
I've done it once and nobody else was dressed up, so yeah, don't do it.
Oh, that's the danger.
Yeah.
Still to come. An exclusive interview with Christine McGuinness and some news from Brenda. But coming up next, Only Fools and Horses actress Sue Holderness on the scam that left her fearful of ever using the internet again. And it could happen to you. We have got the warning signs next. Good to see you again. Coming up at 1 o'clock, an exclusive interview with mum Christine McGuinness. She's going to be telling us why her new book has led her to look back at her own childhood. Looking forward to talking to Christine. But it's competition time and Josie is living it up in Tenerife. Hi there, Josie. How are you?
Good afternoon, ladies. I'm at Teide National Park and look at this place. I could be on Mars. It is absolutely stunning. I am living it up in Tenerife, I'm going to be honest. Earlier on, I was up at that volcano, the third tallest volcano in the world, and guess what? It is still active, much like our competition, which closes tomorrow at 4 o'clock. How do you fancy getting your hands on £250,000? That's right. We're going to make somebody quarter of a millionaire. Just think of all the adventure you and your friends and family could have with that. It's our biggest competition of the year, and if you don't normally enter these, this is the one to enter. £250,000 in tax-free cash. It could all be yours, but you need to pick up the phone. Here's all the details. Good luck. And remember, if you enter this week, you are also in with a chance of winning our bonus prize, £20,000 to spend with Jet2 Holidays. For another chance to win, text CASH to 82248. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782248. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to Holiday 09, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over, lines closed for the cash and the holiday voucher at 4 p.m. on Friday the 3rd of March. Good luck! Remember, with all of our competitions, there is always a guaranteed winner, and that winner really could be you. £250,000, totally tax-free. What would you spend it on? Well, you never know, unless you picked up the phone and entered. Good luck.
Thanks, Josie. That was spectacular, doesn't it? It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. Now, Sue Holderness played the long-suffering wife of Boise, Marlene, in Only Fools and Horses, which is currently rerunning on BritBox. She's gone on to star in shows like EastEnders and, most recently, the Madame Blanc mysteries. But today, she's here to tell us about a dramatic story from her off-screen life. So welcome, Sue. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Now, this is a campaign that you're involved with called Take 5 to Stop Fraud, all
That's right,
about
and
making people aware of online scams, isn't it?
I think it's a very important message because every time you turn on the radio or the television now, somebody is talking about the scam or the fraud that they have suffered. And it seems to be mostly over 65s. I fall very well into that category as I'm over 70. And they target us because we're nervous of the internet, and I suppose because we've got pensions and savings, and so we're the perfect people to have a go at. And for me, it was terribly alarming. I was just on my computer, which we all do, doing emails or something, and suddenly there was this loud alarm, rather like an ambulance siren. Emergency, you are being hacked. Touch none of your devices, phone this number. Wow. Which I did without a second's thought. I phoned the number, and the noise is still going. It's terribly frightening. And I couldn't, nothing I did would take the noise away. And they said, no, just, all right, I will take over your computer and sort this out.
Were you just on your own in the house?
On my own, and just in the bedroom where the laptop is. And so they took over my computer. You press a little thing, it's easy for them to take it over. And I saw him doing things moving around on the screen. And he said, right, you're now protected, and this won't happen to you again. You have a year's protection, £68. And I got my card out and gave him the number, gave him the security number, gave him the expiry date.
Did you actually speak to somebody, Sue, on the phone, or was this all over?
I spoke to somebody. He was talking
and they were
to
very
me.
credible?
Very credible. And at £68, it seemed like a lot for a year, but then a year later, I was targeted again. Exactly the same thing happened, same alarm, and I trusted them. So I then, when he got to the end, he said, I'm now going to give you 5 years, you'll be safe for 5 years, this will never happen again. And I got my card out, and I gave them hundreds. I can't remember how many hundreds now, but I gave them hundreds of pounds.
How long ago was this, Sue?
About 3 years ago. And as soon as it had ended, this call, I knew that I'd made a mistake. And I rang my bank and I said, look, this has just happened to me, and please, when this 680, whatever it was, comes in, would you... I think I've been scammed. And they said, of course you've been scammed. No question about it. He said, the best thing you've done is contact us quickly. Now contact Action Fraud. And these are the two most important messages, really, for any of you out there. If you think you've been scammed, don't be embarrassed and think, I am an idiot, which is what we all think. How stupid can I be? They're very sophisticated, these criminals. You're not being stupid. They're just terribly clever. It is their job to study you, to research you, and to con you. So if you, as soon as possible, when you think it's happened to you, stop. You think, and before you give away payments or any information, just think, could this be phony? Then challenge it in your brain.
Well, I would say think everything is phony.
Think everything is phony.
Yeah, prove it first.
Prove it first. Yeah. And then the second message is challenge. Challenge them, challenge it in yourself. And you don't have to answer it. You don't have to respond. You can just ignore it.
Yeah.
But if you do feel that you have fallen for anything, then you want to protect yourself. And the way to protect yourself is to phone your bank and phone Action Fraud. Yeah. And if you do it quickly enough, you'll get your money back.
But you're talking about phones. I had a phone scam when they tried to... Somebody pretended to be my daughter. You had a phone scam as well.
That happened with Linda as well. She got that one as well.
I've lost my phone. Please phone me back on my friend's number. And I did it.
Yeah,
it started with
Mum,
Mum.
my phone's missing.
Exactly the same language. How did you...
Oh, and I had 3 when they said that all my contacts got a message saying that I was in Russia and that I'd lost my phone and I needed £2,000 to get home. Different places in Russia. They did it 3 times, and I was always in Russia, which was a bit stupid because I'd never been to Russia. I think all my friends knew I probably wouldn't have been to Russia. So they weren't the brightest. But 3 of my friends did say, darling, how awful. Where can I send the money?
But when you look at the stats, this is in England and Wales, somebody falls victim to a scam every 40 seconds. Every 40 seconds, and the average loss is £1,300, or £1,381. It's a lot of money.
And it's such a good point to make that, to to not feel ashamed.
Yeah.
You're almost victim blaming yourself because it's them that should feel ashamed. And I think it does stop people reaching out.
I think that happens most with dating sites. People lose huge amounts of money on dating sites because they're lonely, they're convinced that this person's in love with them, and suddenly you find you're sending £5,000 to pay a bill that's going to be paid. Huge sums are lost.
Yeah.
And those people are the ones who get very nervous about reporting it because they feel like idiots. They think, why didn't I see that I shouldn't be giving £80,000 to this stranger?
Not your fault.
It's not your fault. Don't feel embarrassed. Everybody knows how clever these people are. Phone your bank immediately, is my advice.
Sue, we've got to talk about John Challis. I was lucky enough to work with him a few years ago on Benidorm. He was so lovely.
Do you know, the nice thing is when people talk to me about John Challis, we're talking about Boyce, who played my husband for many, many years, and was indeed my best friend. When people talk about him, I haven't heard anybody say anything other than he was a jolly good egg.
Jolly good egg. And we shared a few pints.
I'm sure. Yes, he'll knock back a bottle of red without any trouble, too.
And you've got a convention this weekend, haven't you?
Yes, it's lovely. So I will be seeing his wife, Carol, tomorrow, and David, Jason, of course. And they're very nice, these conventions, because you realise that Only Fools and Horses has really made a difference in people's lives, you know.
So much joy. I mean, I felt so starstruck when you came in because I was just thinking of all the times you've just made us howl with laughter. And it just doesn't matter how many times it's on.
Oh, yes, I'd have gone on playing Marley until I dropped. But, of course, Sally Lindsay has very kindly given me this monster in the Madame Blanc.
She was here a few weeks ago talking about it.
It's such fun. It's really the jolliest show, and I hope to go on doing that forever. She's so clever,
isn't she, to make it in
France?
Multi-talented,
And Sue
absolutely.
write these incredible stories, and it's all set in the sun. What's not to like?
Yes, the Madame Blanc mysteries, Channel 5. Sue, listen, thank you so much for coming along. Really appreciate
that. Thank you
that.
for giving me the opportunity.
No, and if you have been affected by scams or a scammer, there is help on the ITV website. Another great guest on the way, Mum Christy McGuinness joins us live for an exclusive interview. She'll be telling us why her 3 children and her own autism diagnosis have led her to do something very special indeed. So that is an emotional story with Christine coming up next. Welcome back to Thursday Loose Women Live and bringing you another 30 minutes of entertaining chat. It's Brenda Edwards, Carol McGiffin and Nadia Sawala. I hope you saw our Body Stories advert there. Carol, you took part in that, of course.
I did,
well.
yes, I did.
Right. Yeah, well, more on that next week. But still to come today is putting Nookie in the diary on a Sunday.
Nookie.
Nookie, it's an old word, that, isn't it?
I got that word.
Is putting a Nookie in the diary on a Sunday practical or a sign that sex is a chore? We're debating that at the end of the show. But it is time for our next guest. Christine McGuinness was diagnosed with autism in 2021, a diagnosis her 3 children also have. She's taken those experiences and created something very special. Here to tell us more, Christine McGuinness. Hi, Christine.
So nervous.
Why? You've been here a million times.
I know, and this is like the most comfortable place for me on telly is behind this desk with you. Like, but it's just been so long. I'm nervous.
We've missed you.
I've missed you.
Can I say, and I know this is superficial, but you look wowzer.
You really do. She puts the work in as well. I love watching all your gym workouts and everything.
I love your video.
Your video. Complete opposite. No, but you're looking amazing everywhere, strutting your stuff on the red carpets as well.
Thank you. I'm trying to just keep going, enjoy life. I'm so grateful for everything and just being here today. Obviously, we're here to talk about the children's book that I've written, but I'm blessed in so many ways. Like, it's been a crazy year, but I've had so many positives, and this is just one of them. And being back here as well it's amazing. I'm so lucky.
It's so lovely to have you. Well, listen, let's talk about this amazing book, Amazing Me, Amazing You. Now, this is a children's book, as you say, and a labour of love from your point of view, isn't it? Tell us a bit more about it.
It's something that I'm passionate about. Obviously, I've got 3 autistic children. I'm autistic myself. And I wanted to spend last year doing something special, important, personal. I want to educate, I want to help people understand. And I thought, why not put pen to paper? I've always written, I've always journaled. And I wanted to do something that would help other children understand, children like mine. I had a lot of parents asking me, how do we introduce our children to autistic children? You know, what would you like us to say? And I couldn't think of anything, so I thought, let's put it all in a book. This is a really child-friendly way for other children to learn about autistic children and for autistic children to feel included, to feel represented.
So what makes it different then?
The characters are all autistic.
Right.
It's written in really short sentences, nice, happy, positive quotes, and it's kind of left open for the children to ask adults questions and to ask whoever's reading it, the mums, the dads, the carers, to ask, you know, why is this character wearing ear defenders? Why does this character not want to eat spaghetti because it's too wet? Why would the child have a problem with that? And then hopefully the parents or the adults reading the book will explain that some children have sensory issues, some children are more, you know, they're autistic, they might have ADHD, they might be dyspraxic. Everyone is different, and that's absolutely fine, and include them and just make them feel involved.
How have things changed, though, since you got your diagnosis with your children?
It's so much...
You took a long time to get your diagnosis,
Yeah,
didn't you?
it did. Well, yeah, I was 32, 33 when I got diagnosed, and I always knew there was something. I always felt different. But it's been amazing. It's been really positive. It was a huge relief for me because I genuinely thought I was mad. And I didn't realise why I would overthink so much, why I am oversensitive and I only eat beige food and I have lots of little challenges that my children do, but I didn't know exactly why, and obviously it all makes sense now. So to actually know the reasons why, it's been a huge positive for me. And when I was talking to my children about them being autistic, I was able to say, you know, it's fine, Mummy's autistic too. Yeah, definitely. And for them to know that, you know, Mummy goes to work, Mummy drives the car, Mummy is trying to make friends. I'm still not great at it, but I'm trying. Socialising is something I struggle with.
I just want to say, when we did Full Monty together, you say about children understanding other children. I think it's important for adults as well, because until you kept that to yourself, and we were doing this amazing big thing where you've just thrown into a group of people you didn't know, and it was important. I think I saw a change in you when you finally were able to admit and come out and say, actually, I'm autistic and this is why this and this is why that. So it's really important to have those conversations.
I remember that
everybody.
so well, that time. It was the first time I had to go and spend time with adults that I didn't really know. And I walked into this room and I see Brenda stood there and I was like, oh, God, I can't go who do I talk to? And it just felt really awkward. And by the end of it, we were all so close. And that was when I'd just started talking about me being autistic as well. And I tried to not say anything because I didn't want anyone to treat me differently or speak to me any different, and I didn't want to be pampered. I just wanted to get on with it. But by day 3 of everybody eating together in that room, and I couldn't, and I'd be stood there going, oh, I can't go in there, then I just felt like I needed to explain. And
what did you learn from that then, Brenda?
Well, I just, you can't judge a book by the cover, because I looked at, Christine's beautiful, and, you know, it was about taking off for cancer and everything, and all we were looking at her thinking, God, you're stunning, you're gorgeous, you should have no problem with doing that. And that was the last thing that she wanted to do on her mind in front of any of us. It was just...
Do you remember when they asked me to dance?
I know,
and I had the biggest meltdown.
You did. And we were all like, we just didn't understand it, because we just thought she's beautiful, she's gorgeous inside and out, and it was a big realisation for me to just, you know, take that time to talk to somebody and understand and have that time and not be so loud.
She was so loud.
Impossible. So has that changed that for you now? Would you, whereas then you didn't really want to say anything, would you always say something now? Would you
It's
advise
helped me
that?
so much, yes. Yeah. So now on job, so after doing the real Full Monty, I went on to do the games. So by this point, I was so open and confident about talking about being autistic that I actually started that job on day 1 saying, listen, everyone, I'm not being rude. I think you're all amazing, but I'm not going to eat with you all because I like to eat on my own, and I'm probably not going to eat what you lot are eating because it's all multicoloured, and I just like plain beige dry food. And
that must be so wonderful after a lifetime of hiding what made you feel safe and comfortable, and to be able to just say, There's no shame on this. This is what works for me.
And to ask for time out when I need it if things are too much.
Yeah.
And now I don't feel rude or difficult by just saying, I need 10 minutes on my own, is that OK? And everyone kind of goes, yeah, of course.
And your children, because I think the last time we saw you, I might have got this wrong, your children weren't verbal and now they are.
They are,
Is that from going to school? Or any special
Well, reading stories, again, because just going back to the book, reading stories is something that I always done before they were verbal. I think pictures were just so amazing for them. They could recognise things, and I tried to include that in the book. I tried to always make pictures that were their personal items, so it could be their personal water bottle or, you know, their favourite plate. I would take a picture of that, I'd leave it on the table, and when they couldn't ask me for what they wanted, I would take them to go and point at the pictures.
Yeah.
And that became a way of communicating for us before they were verbal.
And then that moved into... Because I have a friend who has a young child who's having the same
visuals are amazing,
And so they were non-verbal till 4 or 5?
So when they were 4, so they started school, the twins started school, and all they could say was, Mummy, Daddy, please and thank you. And that was
So this is incredible. This is
now
incredible.
they don't show up.
Get what you wish for.
But no, they're doing absolutely amazing, and I read the book with them and they told me I was cool. I don't think I've ever been called cool, ever. So I'll take that.
And from your kids, that's huge.
That's good, that's good. Well, listen, Chrissy, it's always lovely to have you here, so thank you so much for coming. And, of course, it's World Book Day. What a fantastic day to publish a book. Amazing me, amazing you. Chrissy McGuinness, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, scheduling sex on a specific day of the week, a passion killer or a weekly thriller. Our views and some special news from Brenda. What are you going to say, Brenda? I'm getting worried now. Coming up next. Welcome back. Brenda's looking a little bit nervous now because she's got some big news for us. But before we get the big news, can we do something else? Can we?
No.
There you go. Happy birthday. Oh, don't tip over too much.
Oh, thank you, ladies.
And we've got your lovely Tanisha in the audience.
Love you.
I wonder if Tanisha's got any surprises lined up for you.
Well, she's told me to leave my evening free. She hasn't told me what. I don't really do surprises, but I'm going to hold it to...
This one.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
She's got a good one. Well, I have to tell you, she told me she wanted a stripper. I don't know. It's not that good.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Luz. I love you.
You're more than welcome.
And it was my 4-year birthday for Luz this week as well, on the 28th.
But, you know, the thing is, you are the absolute, you know, go-to when it comes to singing happy birthday to people. So, I mean, we can't make you sing happy birthday to yourself. No. You know, you don't want to hear it from her. You don't want to hear it from any of us. But maybe you could hear it from this person.
Oh, Brenda, happy birthday. I wish I was with you today, but I'm not, because it's not my day to be there. But I'm thinking of you, and I'm not sure you're on a panel with anyone that can sing, and you always sing happy birthday to everyone else. So this is from me to you. Are you ready? Oh, God, this is embarrassing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brenda. Happy birthday to you.
Oh.
Happy birthday, mate. Love you.
Thanks, Paul. Oh, I love that.
There you go.
Oh, that's so sweet. But no, you guys could have done that.
No, we couldn't. But listen, the big news, the big fantastic news, We Will Rock You, and you're the Killer Queen.
Yes, 2nd of June at the Coliseum, I'm going back into We Will Rock You, which is really lovely. It's one of my favourite musical.
Brilliant.
Yeah, playing the Killer Queen, and it's like with Lee Mead, he's going to be in it as my Khashoggi. Yeah, that was at the Dominion, but it's going to be really nice to reprise the role 2nd of June till end of August. Yeah, and we had a big night at the musicals in Manchester this weekend.
Belting songs.
If you've never seen it, you have to see it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited.
Oh, God. Well, listen, and just to catch up on the news that Carol has left the WhatsApp group, as you can imagine, I'm just checking.
Oh, don't.
Nobody cares.
Yes, see? Nobody knew I was there.
There's nobody. Colleen thought you were leaving. She nearly had a heart attack. That's what we have got. But there you go. But apart, and the boss says I'd quite like Carol to stay on. By the way, for loose women messages. So there you go.
Is that head of women?
Yeah, yeah. Head of women. Head of women. There you go. But basically, nobody's that bothered. Anyway.
Thanks, Brenda.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Carol.
it's like I'm not feeling bad enough with me tomato face. Oh, thanks.
Competition time now. Back to Josie in Tenerife. Hi, Josie.
Ladies, I'm at Teide National Park and I could be on Mars right now. Just look at that. Absolutely stunning. I'm on the beautiful island of Tenerife, which has just got so much to offer. And talking of so much to offer, we've got an incredible competition. Lines close tomorrow, so you haven't got long on these guys. £250,000 is up for grabs. That's right, we're going to make somebody quarter of a millionaire. Just think of all the adventures you and your family could have with that sort of money. Again, lines are closing tomorrow. You haven't got long. Pick up the phone and get those entries in now. Good luck. And remember, if you enter this week, you are also in with a chance of winning our bonus prize, £20,000 to spend with Jet2 Holidays. For another chance to win, text CASH to 82248. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782248. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to Holiday 09, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines closed for the cash and the holiday voucher at 4 p.m. on Friday, the 3rd of March. Good luck.
Carol, I was only joking. Don't make a fuss, for goodness sake. Oh, you were the one who decided to leave the WhatsApp group, OK? Oh, she's looking for sympathy now.
Honestly, someone with a red face as well. By the way, I haven't been sunbathing. It's not sunburn, right? Because some people are thinking that I've just been in the sun, and it's not.
No.
With sunglasses. Yeah,
all right. All right, get over her. Get over everyone. Right, Mariella Frostrup says that she has faced a bit of a backlash for admitting that she puts intimacy with her husband in the diary, but she says that it really works. I mean, I actually have a friend who does do this, funnily enough. And don't worry, friend, I'm not going to say what your name is. And it's, in fact, 2 people I know who do this, and it's both on a Sunday. Funny.
Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sabbath day.
Well,
that's if you're going to choose...
Are you not supposed to do it on a Sunday?
You know, it's a day of rest, isn't it?
Yeah. Not supposed to be working.
But be working hard.
It's such an odd day to choose.
I can't believe that you're picking up on the day rather than the scheduling.
Well, it's Sunday, you're usually feeling a bit blobby, haven't you? You've usually had maybe a few too many on a Friday, maybe overeaten on a Saturday. You've had a roast on a Sunday, and you're just like, no makeup, in a onesie. It just seems a strange day.
What about spontaneity?
Well, no, I totally believe in spontaneity.
What about
but if I had to choose a day, Sunday wouldn't be it.
So
what would be your day?
What would be a day?
Excuse me.
Every day is a day.
You've got energy.
Any time, any place. Well, if I'm... I'm totally spontaneity, like Carol. It's just got to happen or it's not happening. I'm not signing any contracts.
I can see the sense of it.
Because if I don't feel like it...
I think that's a lot of pressure to put on either person to say, OK, it's coming to this day, and then you don't get the goodies, then what happens then? You got to...
Well, but if you had to, it's like a friend of mine was saying, he said, I could never do it on a Sunday because I'm packing my bag for work, which I thought was quite funny. And he goes, I could never do it on a Monday because I'm just recovering from being back at work. And so I suppose like a thirsty Thursday would be a good
Friday's
time.
loving and giving,
Friday's
remember?
Thursday. Friday's good.
No,
Thursday,
but just
Friday.
having things in the diary is just like, it's like...
No, but if you had to have a day, what would be the right day?
I like to do nothing. No day. I like to do nothing all of the time. And the other thing is, Mark's watching this with his mum. I know that. So I'm going to not say much.
I've just thought of something.
What?
Don't they call Wednesday hump day?
Oh, my God, they do.
Yes, they do.
Maybe that's what it is. Friday's Flashback Friday.
Oh,
Flashback.
Well, I think a Monday get the week off to a bang. I mean, I think.
Would you be would you...
Oh, my gosh, stop this now.
What would your day be a Monday, then?
I can't really understand why we're obsessing on the day. That confuses me. I think it's more the principle of it. Would you schedule or would you not schedule? And I don't, just for full disclosure here, but I can see why if people have been in a long-term relationship, and let's face it, you know, maybe you're at the menopause or beyond the menopause, these things can just kind of drift. And if you say, no, this is something that we're going to commit to as a couple, and whatever the day is, I'm sure it's all right if it slides over to the Tuesday, it just kind of means...
Slides over to the Tuesday.
Slide? What's kind of slide? I think, I agree with that. It's nice to not plan and just be spontaneous, and if it happens, it happens.
But what if the urge never takes you? What if the urge
So maybe
never
it's better
takes
to
you?
say, I don't know, at least once a week, once a month.
Well, no, but see, I don't know if that's true because often people will say, all right, well,
it's not
it might
always
be a
about
bit awkward at
physicality,
the
but
time.
Yeah, but when it's planned and contrived, I mean, that's just going to put you off, isn't it?
Well,
It's
could it be
Valentine's
sexy,
Day?
though?
You're supposed to do it on Valentine's Day. That's the worst day.
It could be quite nice if it's planned, and then you know you're dressed up and they're dressed up and whatever, and you act like you don't know each other or something.
Oh no, have we got to dress up?
Well, I don't know. I never started this topic.
Dressing up like what?
Well, apparently we have done a poll on this.
Like what?
What have we done?
We have done a poll on this, and of everyone who responded, 18%, not that kind of poll. E-O-double-L. 18% said they did schedule.
Oh.
18, that means...
Yeah, and nobody said what day it is, so don't start. We've got to go. We've got to go.
Oh,
That's
God.
it for today.
We need more time.
Tomorrow's Corrie's Amy Barlow, the brilliant young actress Elle Mulvaney is here. So until then, have a great day, whatever you're doing. OK.